And let's tackle this practice problem. Here we are looking at the question sentence saying, how many still need to be printed? So again, it says if 60% are already printed, how many still need to be printed? So let's highlight that. How many still need to be printed? Everybody, if I'm asking how many still need to be printed, is it safe for me to say that we want to find how many are left to print? Is that fair to say to you? Yeah, we're looking for how many are left to be printed. So there are two ways to really go about this. Number one is going to be to just blindly plug things into the formula. And the other method is going to be plugging in the percent that corresponds with what we want. Watch, two ways. Here's number one. Let's just blindly calculate. If we do 60% times the original 150 flyers equals blank. Everybody, quick question. What does that 60% represent? What does that 60% represent? Who knows? Ooh, I love that right there, that comment. Already completed. Yes, right over here. 60% are already printed. So already printed. Already printed. What does that mean, everybody? It means that over here, we're going to get the number that have already been printed. See, this is what happens when you just take a look before you begin, because you might notice if you're on the right path or not. Let's calculate and see what that's going to turn into. So the 60%, 2 decimal places over, that'll end up being 0.6 or 0.60. They're the same thing, everybody. They're the same thing, but we have 0.6 times 150. Once we perform this calculation, we're going to end up having 150 multiplied by 0.6. Once we do that, we have 0 times 6, which is going to be 0. 5 times 6, that's going to be 30, carry the 3. And then 1 times 6, which is 6, carry the 3, is 9. And so we're going to bring back just 1 decimal place here. So that's just 1 decimal place right there. And that'll give us 90 right there. Boom. So we get 90, but we have to ask ourselves, is that the actual answer? Everybody? Is that the actual answer? Not at all. No. This 90 represents the amount that was already printed. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for how many are left to be printed. So because of that, we can subtract naturally here. We can subtract and say 150 flyers that we need minus the 90 that are done will give us 60 left. And so, sure, the correct answer is going to be B, 60. But notice how if we blindly go in with the numbers that we have and the formula that we know, we will definitely get this wrong if that incorrect answer is listed already. So with that, again, let me show you the right way to do this one. Let me show you the correct way. Let me show you that the percent times the original equals the result. And the percent and the result represent the same. So if I want the percent, or if I want the result to represent how many are left, we need to plug in the percent that is left. Everybody help me out. Help me out. Let me just fill in that 150 real quick. Help me out. If 100% is the original number of flyers in percent form, and I already have 60% printed, how many are left? Yeah, 40. 40% left. So now that we have that proper percentage, we can plug it into the proper place. And now we know that because we are calculating with the percentage left, we know that we'll get the amount of flyers left. Yes or no in the chat box, or give me a nod if you're watching from home. Does this make a little more sense here? Is the formula starting to shape up to something that's actually understandable? Good. And this is where, again, plenty more practice needs to come in to really drive this home. But let's get it done here. Let's do the final calculation to show you how smooth it is. 150 multiplied by 0.4. We're going to end up having 0 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. Carry the 2. Then we're going to have 1 times 4 is 4. Carry the 2 is 6. And so the last thing we do is 1 decimal place over. Boom. And our answer is 60. The same answer that we would have gotten going this really, really long way, but we did it in less time and less effort. And there we go. Again, it's about understanding the formula first, because from there you get to understand what to do next. All right, so let's go ahead and tackle this next one. And the question reads, because again, we always read the question sentence first. Which of the following is the ratio representing A to B? All right, so again, we want the ratio that represents A to B. So I'm going to write down over here that that's what we want. And then I'm going to try to find the values that are related to A and related to B. That's all I want to do first. And when I start off with the question statement, this week, a driver travels 56 miles on Highway A and 84 miles on Highway B. So I have my two values, and I just want to make sure, again, I respect the rules of ratios where we want to write ratios in the order that they're written. So if A comes first, the value for A is written first. 56 miles on Highway A, so I'll end up writing 56 right there. And then we have 84 miles on Highway B, and I'll write 84 over here. So we have 56 to 84, but when we read our answer choices, we clearly don't see that because we can simplify this ratio. If you would prefer to simplify the ratio, writing it as a fraction, the first number is the numerator, the second number is the denominator, but either way, you're pretty much doing the same thing. Everybody, before we get started, what number can be divided out of 56 and 84? 56 and 84 are both divisible by what? Yeah, they're both divisible by 7. Both divisible by 7. Because when you take a look here, 7 times 8 is going to give us 56. And then 7 times 12 is going to give us 84. So boom, right there, we definitely have something going on. So everybody, here's what we can do. We can go ahead now, right here. We can do it in the fraction, or we can do it in the ratio. Either way is fine. But we can divide out the 7, and that'll give us 8 over 12. Again, we can do it over here. Divide out 7 on the left and the right, and that'll give us a ratio of 8 to 12 like that. So from here, everybody, we have 8 to 12, but we're not done. What do we do if we try simplifying and we haven't gotten the simplest answer yet? Exactly, we continue simplifying. We keep going. So we see that when it comes to 8 over 12, we can divide 4 out of both 8 and 12. And that's what I'll do. When I divide 4 out of both 8 and 12, we end up with 2 over 3, which is again 2 to 3 as a ratio, which gives us the answer D, 2 to 3. And there we are, my party people. Hopefully we're starting to realize, so let me know here, if you're starting to realize that writing a ratio is pretty much writing a fraction and simplifying it into simplest form.